Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Starladder Season 9. It's time for China. At long last, we're back. I'm David. He's
I'm David. We're David and David.
Gods, we're finally casting Chinese Dota. It feels like ages. It's been a while.
Chinese Dota's return to BTS, and I'm excited to see Starladder China begin for the first time. I mean, for BTS doing Chinese Dota, it's become a normal expected thing, but for Starladder doing Chinese Dota, and for Starladder being a global league, this is a first.
Yeah, this is a first. It's going to be the first international LAN of 2014.
Okay.
At least that's been announced so far. And looking to just so excited to see, maybe we get Navi versus DK on LAN, IG, LGD. Hell, maybe some of these newer teams like DT, CIS do well in China. 2 teams of the 8 will qualify, will go on to the LAN finals. And with that being said, as the draft just begins, let's take a quick look at our group here. Any storylines for you coming out of the Sina Cup? Just had the finals.
Well, at this point, DK VG are clearly the 2 teams to beat. They're also the 2 teams who haven't had any roster changes, so it's not really any surprise. They had a long break, but DK look as strong as ever. Vici Gaming look as strong as ever. Vici Gaming taking MS. DK doing well at MLG, getting second place, taking WPC, of course. So those are the 2 big teams. LGD have maybe joining the team. To me, that's going to be one of those kind of new upcoming stars to look out for. So those are kind of the big ones for me, at least.
Yeah, and well, with that being said, the draft has just begun. I think we can get into it. Before we do, let's take a quick look at our schedule, and then, guys, we will start the draft. The teams are now just beginning to pick. So, quickly, we have 4 best of ones for y'all today. IG versus Dreamtime. Dreamtime, they took down IG, they took down LGD to get to that loser bracket finals. Could not beat Vici Gaming, but a team who, at least in some BO1s, caused some big upsets.
And that's Starladder. BO1's big group stage, so they cause a few upsets. They could be finishing in that top 4, and it's a different format to the Starladder Europe with China, Korea, and America, in that the top 4 play a mini playoffs to decide which teams will actually go to Europe, to Kiev for the LAN finals. So.
Absolutely. All right, guys, I know you're anxious. Let's get into it. It's IG versus Dreamtime. 3 more best of ones coming up after this. So here we go. And let's see. Oh, that's definitely the wrong overlay. I'll get the hang of it one of these days.
Pick.
Yep. Damn it. Do I have them backwards? No, I have them right.
It took me a good hour of searching to find where that button was. I was like, I was sitting with Brian. I was like, I can't find the draft screen. And he's like, should I go wake up LD or find it? I was like, look, there's only so many buttons on this. I'm gonna find this.
I'm gonna do it, man.
I don't need LD for everything. Can do it without Dad.
I thought that was Dreskel.
Yeah, that is
Am I the dad? I'm the dad of this house, I guess. Brian's definitely the mom.
Yeah,
he cooks, he cleans.
The house nutritionist.
There we go. Sorry about the no Dota 2 audio, but should be fixed now, guys. And the draft is underway, gods. It was a first pick Lycan, a hero that in Vici Gaming versus DK got banned almost every single game. He's really been popular in China. We've seen some Western teams experiment with him. Demon was tweeting that he wanted to play him in the Monster Invitational, but one of those carries who's apparently making a comeback.
Yeah, it's generally not been first pick. At least in the VG versus DK series, it wasn't your first pick carry. They were picking it either in the 3rd, 4th slot, or sometimes maybe 2nd pick, which is where it was getting banned a lot. It was almost always banned in the 2nd ban stage. The 1st ban stage is where you saw Enchantress, Alchemist, Batrider type heroes being taken out, as well as the Ancient Apparition. Ancient Apparition, not picked, not banned, ignored here. So the 2 preferred supports of that VG versus DK Grand Finals was your AA Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman banned in the 2nd stage, AA not touched. So these 2 teams have something different in mind to what VG and DK are doing, which is good. I don't think all teams, they're just getting back from a long break. I don't think you should just be looking to copy what the top teams are doing. Figure out yourselves what's going to work.
Yeah, and I guess that being said, Ancient Apparition would not have been a bad support pick here. Don't see Dreamtime going for it at this point with Visage Rubik already, but the Lycan Ancient Apparition combo we saw I forget who ran it yesterday, but one of the teams ran it, and it was who got the triple kill in the tri-lane?
Which game was that from?
I think it was DK versus VG. Or was it Monster Invitational? Man, all the games are blurring together. There was a game with a Lycan Ancient Apparition tri-lane, and they got a triple kill on the Lycan, and the game was just over from there. And maybe it wasn't from either of those tournaments. But either way, could be a very strong combo. IG will need 2 supports. They've gone for the Prophet Lycan early, which you can run the Lycan as more of a hard carry. I think you mentioned that most of these teams have not really been going for the traditional Necro book, split push, kind of rat-style push Lycan, but That's still an option, but generally when you see a Lycan Prophet, you want a lot of lockdown and a lot of counter push.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where Dreamtime didn't go for the Ancient Apparition pick. They answer a Lycan pick by going Rubik Visage, which is a really strong support duo, can dominate the laning stage, good at roaming as well. And they've got decent lockdown with the Telekinesis. You've got the Familiar stuns. Familiar is also not bad at pushing out lanes as well as dealing with split push by some split push of your own, or just having their added stun, because if you're trying to gank a Prophet, you get the vision. If he's trying to sprout himself TP out, you can cancel the TP fairly easily multiple times. So these supports were picked up as opposed to the conventional AA Shadow Shaman we're seeing because of the Lycan, and ultimately they go into the Nature's Prophet as well, which YYF has been playing a lot of lately.
Yeah, I really like the Rubik pick here, mainly because they wanted to go Visage. Like, if you go Visage and you don't have that proper initiating setup stun, then you can really struggle to ever shut down Lycan. So now they've got some pretty good lockdown. DK can be the Shadowblade builder, perhaps, and that's a great way to initiate. And IG will go for a hero that has been run quite a bit, but it's not IG who's been running it as much. It's actually LGD, who are 4-0 with Brewmaster in 4 games on this patch, and they were since coming back from the Chinese New Year break. And well, IG are going to take their turn at the wheel with the Brewmaster, but you know, as much as this lineup can push, their 5-man is really strong now with Lycan's Howl, his right-click prowess, and the push, and then Brewmaster's ult.
And largely what LG were doing was not your kind of solo mid Brewmaster, which is what we're going to be looking at here, because Prophet's your offlaner. You do not see Prophet go jungle in Pro Dota, and especially Chinese Pro Dota. So.
And it would be a little weird with Lycan, because once Lycan hits level 7, you often will see him transition into the jungle, and then they're fighting over the same resources.
Yeah. So this looks like a Brewmaster as your solo mid. He matches up decently against DK, which is where I guess they feel very confident that they can just send it there. And then they go into an Ancient Apparition. So we do get your AA. You get the combined global ultis of the Prophet with the Ancient Apparition, which is, I mean, definitely a nice little thing if you want to try to get some free, easy pickoffs. And
just the synergy of the Lycan and Ancient Apparition. Every right click from every single hero will hurt this game.
Yeah.
Howl, as well as Chilling Touch. That adds up. But at the same time, Dreamtime go Morphling, a natural Ethereal Blade carrier, which is kind of an odd thing to say, but against Lycan, very powerful. When he tries to focus someone, you can E-Blade a teammate. You can potentially E-Blade him if he doesn't have BKB online. And it's not a bad pickoff hero. I am a little worried for Dreamtime, though, because they just don't have that much counter push right now. And IG could push very hard.
Yeah, I worry about that too. Was the Morphling was picked up before the AA, I'm guessing? I didn't actually see what was the order of the picks there.
The last pick is going to...
Because AA is a counters Morphling. Like that Ice Blast, you cannot morph stats.
Yeah, the AA was picked up after the Morphling.
So I'd be very surprised if Dreamtime picked the Morphling up after the Ancient Apparition pick, and I think that AA pick is just fantastic against Morphling.
It kind of forces you, when you're up against AA, it's like you really want to go at least 2 or 3 BKBs, or a pipe, but BKB being ideal, and Dragon Knight Morphling definitely can, so I don't think it's the end of the world, but it's not ideal by any means.
And it just gives Morphling such a harder time, and I guess we were so much more worried about getting ganked by that Ice Blast, just in the early game as well, because normally like you're just getting your early game farm, you're level 8, level 9, you think if you get ganked, you've got waveform, morph stats, because IG don't have lockdown. Like, they don't have lockdown. Morphling's almost guaranteed to be able to morph a lot of stats, get a ton of strength and escape, but against an Ice Blast, not always going to be the case. So, we'll see. Last pick's going to be a Sand King for Chuan. I like Sand King. I think we're going to see a lot more of Sand King just because of how strong of a jungler he can be, as well as not the strongest laning support, but you get a couple levels. He does have an okay enough stun at level 1. That, hey, you get an early gank, and if you're playing a passive game, you go into the jungle, you suddenly farm an 8-9 minute Blink Dagger using the Sandstorm on neutral, so...
And where that can really hurt you is when the enemy team has great early roaming supports. Rubik Visage is not bad, but they also need levels, and if they're just pulling, stacking, farming, which is kind of what you expect, that's where the Sand King can get away with it.
Yeah.
So I think given the somewhat greedier and passive laning stage of Dreamtime, this is a good game to run more of a jungle Sand King.
Yeah, and I think Dreamtime, like, after they get those first couple of levels, they need to get very aggressive, like Rubik Visage, smoke ganking all the map, even going down all the way towards bottom lane where the Bristleback will be, because Bristleback can offer a lot of damage output. Early on, you want him getting the solo XP, but once he gets that level 4, level 5, send the supports down there, and you're almost guaranteed to be getting kills because of the nature of the Bristleback and how tanky he is, as well as his just damage output with multiple Quill Sprays.
And well, with that being said, guys, it's time. We're back. BTS is back to covering Chinese Dota. It's been a long break for myself as well as for you. Even before this, I was casting Starladder Season 8. That was not Chinese Dota. Yep. Winter, and as well as 1437, did a great job on G League, but it was not us. But the Davids are back. BTS is back at it. We couldn't be more excited, guys. Hope you are as well. And on that note, let's introduce game number 1 of our 4 BO1s for today. It's a round-robin group stage. 8 teams begin, and only 2 will leave and move on to Kiev. We've got Dreamtime, the young upstarts. Dreamy You playing the Rubik in July on the Bristleback. Super on the Visage. That does leave Air as your solo mid Dragonite. Off the bat, making a very aggressive move into the enemy jungle. And for IG, it looks like they're not going to contest this movement, at least not right away.
Yeah, Chuan's going to be playing the Sand King. He scouts him out there. He's gone for a Boots first. I like this from the Sand King. When you've got a support like AA, who can buy Courier, Obs, as well as Sentry Wards, fantastic. Sand King sign with Boots helps him out so much, breaking the gap, getting those stuns off. Speaking of AA, that's going to be played by Faith. We're going to see Z playing the Lycan, also known as Luo. We'll have Ferrari 430 playing the solo mid Brewmaster, and that leaves in the offlane YYF on a hero he's played a lot of lately. It's going to be the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, his All-Flame Prophet, as well as 430 with the big sword on that solo mid Brewmaster. I know there was a period last year, towards the end of it, where you were saying, man, I really miss seeing Brewmaster.
Yeah.
The Ags was improved a few patches ago. It's still an Ags. So
I don't think we even see Brewmaster going Ags, though.
I saw it once or twice after the change, and it felt a little underwhelming, to be honest.
It's like, just... Like, it's not.
It's, like,
it's too many buttons and stuff. Not even from the sense that players can't micro it, but all these spells have cast times. You literally are kind of limited with how many spells you can cast. Like, you Cyclone someone, you're going to Drunken Haze another person, you're going to clap someone else.
Thunderclap from the Earth Panda. And
it's just like gets all a bit redundant and a bit too much.
I guess the one nice thing is you have, I forget which one it is, but they have like the crit from his passive.
The Fire Panda.
I think it's the Fire Panda. So that one's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's like free bonus.
The Drunken Haze is pretty damn strong as well. Like, that's one of those things where whenever you're in that ulti form, like, you kind of want to have that Drunken Haze out as well, just if you're against a right-click carry, which I guess is Morphling. Morphling's not going MKB, that's for sure.
If he does, it's like his last item, or second to last. Not an early pickup. And, well, on that note, it will be actually a jungle Lycan, not laning, but given that DT's gone aggressive, this is a nice adjustment, and they'll just give Chuan the levels. Probably not getting much farm here, but he doesn't particularly need it now, and we'll just see Faith. I guess he's the one who struggles. He went for 2 D-wards, and he has actually gotten the sentry inside of the range, but he has not yet D-warded it, so he also managed to D-ward. I believe there's an observer here, so he's actually connected on both, although he does not realize it yet.
Yeah, he's fishing around. He doesn't know. He's maybe thinking it's on the magic bush or something, because this big camp hasn't actually spawned either. I think that was maybe body block, but they've D-warded his sentry though.
Oh no, that really hurts.
Now he knows that roughly where the sentry maybe was. He's thinking, okay, there's a sentry that was blocking in that area, and they're not going to have the pull. But this is where they're going to probably just leave Chuan almost solo bottom and just have him soak up experience and farm. He can't really die even with a sentry on the Visage. If he dies, it's because he's get caught out of position, made a mistake. He's got Burrow Strike to escape. He's got Sandstorm. I don't think he should be going down here.
Yeah, if he gets like up to this area, they can probably chase him down with Goose Stacks and Visage Slow, but that shouldn't really happen. Now, for IG, this is a problem though, because Lycan, even though he's gotten a lot of buffs, especially the most recent one is level 4 Wolves have insane HP regen, his early jungle is not very strong, as you can see. He's just got a Is he going to suicide? He's already spent his gold. Indeed he has, but I mean, it's not a very fast jungle for Lycan from level 1.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, the death score is definitely not going to work in his favor, but hey, it's going to make him jungle that little bit faster, and it's just going to be about getting as much as he can from this jungle, because he's not getting anything bottom, and going up top against the Morphling, where at this point they just want Prophet there, getting his early phase boots, and Prophet can then look to maybe help out that bottom tri lane with those phase boots with a TPN. So
the one lane we haven't looked at yet is the Brewmaster versus DK, and you know, this is where Brewmaster really rose to prominence, was just crushing melees 1v1 mid. You walk into last hit, he claps you, he starts right-clicking you, he's got the evasion and the chance to crit, and you just can't trade blows effectively. I mean, look at Air getting constantly driven back from the creep wave. He's still farming, he'll still battle Crow, but Brewmaster should have a bit of an advantage in this matchup.
Yeah, it's slightly favored to the Brewmaster, but like you say, we haven't looked at it too much because they're just going to be trading farm a bit until someone hits level 6, or unless the supports go for a smoke gang. Very unlikely we see any kill or actual action in this mid lane. Maybe a Prophet TPN could look for a kill in the DK, but even that is just so tricky until Brewmaster's level 6.
Yeah, the nowadays very standard phase boots Prophet, no Midas Rush, just wants to be able to join the fight and turn the tide. And even a hero like Visage running through the river, if he gets caught out of position, we could see him go down to the Prophet, like literally sprout right-clicking him, and there is a tango for now. But
this is the beauty of the phase boots. Morphling has getting crushed. He's got 5 CS, 3 denies. YYF is 16 and 10. This is just absolutely... YYF is just crushing this 1v1 lane. And that Morph had some agility morph to the start to help him last hit, but once Prophet gets his phase boots, it's all over for the lane, and he was getting this CS before he even had the phase boots.
In the jungle, Super takes some damage, but he should be okay, and that's where we have to keep our eyes on YYF. If the Visage just posts up too far in the jungle, gets too aggressive going after Lake, and he could definitely fall. And
that zero base armor.
Prophet, I really don't think Prophet should beat Morphling that hard if he plays it properly, especially if you morph Agi and he was pulled. He started with an early raid fan.
You morph too much Agi though, then you get right-clicked instead. Because he's actually gone through all his regen. I think he went to lane with like 4 tangos plus 2 pooled tangos, so he had 6 tangos altogether.
Yeah, YYF's done a really nice job, but XDD, he just hasn't last hit. 9 and 3, and he lost his regen. So I mean, it's one thing to chew through your regen, it's one thing to just save it and not get many last hits, but he lost all his regen and didn't get many last hits. That's a pretty bad combo.
Yeah, he'll look back on this and just say I got outplayed. Yeah. YYF he's one of those offlaners who excels in 1v1 matchups, I feel, a lot of the time, and that's where, like, back when IG won TI2, they just did so well. The teams would try go offensive trialing to, like, shut down the IG and put them out of their comfort zone. YYF would just crush his 1v1 lane. Like, he was the best 1v1 offlaner back then. Definitely not anymore with players like Ice, and I mean, Bulldog with his Lone Druid kind of was the king of 1v1 matchups.
Yeah, certainly a TI3, and we'll see how he does here, but so far he's done his job. He gets level 6, and this is where you look for IG to maybe set up a First Blood. I think the ideal target would be the support Visage with no boots, but he's been fairly passive. Or the Rubik, potentially if the Brewmaster finds a rune and rotates, but this is where IG have the leg up for the killing potential. DT just don't really have the most mobile lineup at this stage of the game, but so far haven't found the opening to go in with Prophet. Yeah,
DT have to play really scared now. Brewmaster ulti, Prophet ulti, Prophet with TP. I mean, even before when the Visage kind of was somewhat in the jungle there, Prophet could have TP'd in for a kill there. He had phase boots. I think he just wanted to keep on dominating his lane, and they were quite happy with where things stood. So definitely favor to IG here, even though first... Well, actually, no, I was about to say first blood into DT. That was the suicide, so there's no first blood yet.
They're actually winning in gold and experience with the jungle Lycan, who starts off slowly, but he'll catch up and already hits level 5, so he's done a nice job here. Goes Medallion. Pretty standard Lycan build is not completing the Vlads when you're starting the woods. Medallion just accelerates your farm so much early on, and Vlads until it's complete isn't really that great.
Yeah, you get the mana regen from the Bassi as well as the Medallion, so and just gives you that extra couple of walls. First blood, though, it's going to come with the top lane Visage. Actually going down there, YWF looks like he's going to pay for this one. DT Air has rotated into the top lane. Morphling going to get the last hit, so Morphling gets a kill, but it's first blood to YYF. That's a ton of gold working on towards his Midas.
Yeah, it was actually mid lane where the Visage went down. It looks like they just clapped and then ran in with the Ancient Apparition right click. Prophet will clean up the kill, and well, they're going to transition into a push mid. For DT, they'll look to do the same top with the DK, but nobody's really going to out-push this Lycan. Or at least it shouldn't be too easy. I guess if anyone could, it would be the Dragon Knight. And with a big reaction from the team, it looks like DT will defend. IG rotates in as well. Their tower, both teams haven't used their glyph. Will stand for now, but well, it looks like nobody's actually going to take a tower. Both of these teams very quick to react and start defending. Yeah,
YYF, as soon as he respawns, he's back there with the treants. He's got his gloves of haste, so just 300 away from his Midas now after securing the first blood for his team. And I imagine we see Luo probably come out of this jungle soon, just to at least be laning so we can pressure the lane. If DT commit too many heroes to top lane, he'll try to take that bottom tier 1 tower.
On the side of DT, abusing or taking advantage of the Bristlebag, they've stacked the Ancients quite a few times, and looks like they might not get this latest
This Bristle is so farmed. He's by far top of the CS charts, and with this Ancient stack,
he's going to be godly.
8-minute mech.
It's to be expected he gets that farm, given they just left Sand King bottom in the lane, but letting him have the Ancients as well is really costly. Almost dies to the Ancients.
Yeah, he can't actually kill the Ancients, unfortunately.
Well, a next found trip, then they'll fall, and that's a big win for him.
Yeah. This is one of the most fun perspectives. We're going to see Super at bottom lane. Looks like he's going to go down to the Lycan. He's going to leave the Wolves to it just with the last right click before his Wolf dies.
And he forces out the TP. Space created. Yeah. The big bad wolf's on the prowl, and Little Red Riding Hood looking a little bit uglier than usual, but in the form of the Visage, but still no match for the big bad wolf.
Almost better than coming out of the jungle to go for a push, because he hasn't got his Flads. With a Medallion plus just level 1 ulti, easy kills.
And the trap will descend. They go in on the Dragon Knight, clean him up, pop the ult, Epicenter thrown out too, which Injali TP's into. He's still got mech. He'll pop it now, but I think they can bring him down. One more Burrow Strike. He's going to do a lot of damage here. They need one more Boulder Toss, one more Burrow Strike. He will take down the Ancient Apparition.
I don't think he's dead. No.
He's afraid of the Quills.
He's going to die.
He's still running in.
He's got 5 stacks on him. One more Quill and he's dead. So
he might go
maybe
down
too
here
close.
anyway. Oh, that was close.
He lost a stack, luckily. His 5-stack became a 4-stack, and that may have saved his life. But either way, this Bristleback is just God right now. He cannot be touched, even with just the 2 points in the Bristleback. He's still going in. Ferrari may just go down here unless he gets some evasion going his way. Not going to matter. Super with a Soul Assumption, and Z's just got to run. The Bristleback is just too damn tanky. That 8-minute mech is just huge.
Yeah, they did not expect the 8-minute mech. They clearly were caught off guard. They're like, oh, he's TPing in. We got this. No problem. Epicenter, Panda ult, and the Ancient Apparition right clicks. Normally that's enough, but he turned his back. They kept on chasing, popped the magic wand, had the strength treads. They really underestimated his survivability. I did too. I thought he'd fall, and Chuan did hesitate a bit there. He like ran into stun, then he's like, oh wait, I don't want to do that. Then he ran back in again, but I don't know if they would have gotten the kill anyway, but almost died as well for the pain and suffering of it all.
It's a good thing this Bristleback is just absolutely going nuts and is this big, because otherwise DT.club don't have much going for them. Like, their Morphling's not farming too well, the DK doesn't have too many openings, and I think IG just have a much better team fight, but one hero, Bristle, can just tank up everything. He can be your frontliner doing a ton of damage with Quill Sprays against not even that squishy heroes, like especially considering the Quill Sprays is physical damage and there's a Vlad's up already, but just stack as much as possible and hopefully get the best out of it.
Yeah, meanwhile, they will push top bottom lane. Dreamtime grouping up Mr. Dreamy U. Hits level 6, has the Arcane Boots, and will be assisting the Bristleback in this aggression. And it seems like IG just don't want to fight. Panda ult's on cooldown. They don't have a mech. Why force it? Better to split push. Better to just stall the game and go for trades until they have a lineup that can fight effectively.
Let's not fight this Bristleback. That's that's the IG plan right now, is avoid Bristleback. If Bristleback is there with the push, they don't defend it. If he's not there, hey, let's go fight him. But they'll just try to take top, and unless DT.club TP in their Bristleback right now, this is gone. And he would be TPing in and wouldn't be able to actually defend it. He may not die, but...
In mid lane, they will go on Z, who promptly pops his ult. The Wolf's going to work. Medallion got popped, and he's going to end up living. Beautiful play by the Lycan. And he will make it out safely in the end. So, very well done.
Luo's just got great control of this Lycan. Like, he'll do enough right clicks with his hero in ulti form that he can leave his wolves to get the kill, and he'll back off before the kill's already there, because he's like, okay, my wolves have it. Same thing as bottom lane when he got the kill before on Super.
And he pops the ult. In that case, it was mostly just to get in range to use Medallion, and then immediately retreats out. Needed it to run anyway, and just very well executed in all aspects. On top of that, they did damage to the tier 2 mid. They took the tier 1 top. And when Panda ult comes online, he's got a blink. In fact, the ult has cooldown, and they've got a blink now, Chuan. Double blink. Ancient Apparition ult online. All of a sudden, IG can teamfight if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely. They still have to be careful. Like, they can't just go on the Bristleback. Like, even though they've got Epicenter with a blink in, like, if this Bristleback will be able to tank it up if he manages to turn the right way, pop the mech, and he's got a Vitality booster now as well, so... I think we just see a Vanguard just to make him even tankier and even more godly. So they've got to find these heroes in the backlines, the Rubik, the Visage. Those are the heroes they want to take out first, as well as the Dragon Knight. Because
they want to make a go here on XDD. Ancient Apparition ult's going to fly. It will connect along with the Epicenter. Nice. Can't heal up and will go down. Very well planned and executed.
That's a sad Morphling. At this point in the game, farming against AA Ice Blast and these Blink Daggers is going to be very tricky.
It really is. And, I mean, IG, give him credit. Generally, you see a Morphling like that, you're like, we can't really kill him. We only have one stun. We don't have a silence to stop him from turning on Morph. Panda's not that great against it, but with the Ice Blast and with the Ancient Apparition counterpick, suddenly he's much more killable.
Yeah, well, I'd see where DT.club look to go. The problem is they've got this Bristleback who can't be fought and who is pretty much... He's the raid boss right now in this game, but he can't be everywhere. He's not a mobile hero. He can TP to one lane, but then IG... They've got better mobility. They can teleport down there. Lycan's likely already in a different lane to the Bristleback anyway, so that's where Bristleback can't be everywhere on the map, and that's what makes this game really tricky for DT.club. They have to kind of anticipate IG's movement a bit to make sure Bristleback is where he needs to be.
And who's going to force engagements as well? They have no Shadow Blade on Dragon Knight. If they want to pick a fight, they really can't. I mean, there's no Blink Dagger on the Rubik. There's just no good initiation for this team. Morphling's not farmed. Nowhere near something like an Ethereal Blade where he can go for solo kills, and... it's just hard to see what they can do except just keep on farming and kind of bait IG.
They're going for in July though, bottom.
Into a false sense of security. And they will go in on the Bristleback. He's got mech, but can't pop it. I think the Ancient Apparition ult did connect there, and now Rubik probably going to be next. TPing one by one DT, really underestimating the right-click power of Ancient Apparition as well as Lycan. The Wolf's on the move. He might go down, but he'll bring Dreamy U with him. Still alive. Jukes to the trees. He's going to live. Pops the Wolves out as well. What a performance from Luo, driving them back. He'll survive, and with the Wolves there, they can push this tier 1 as well. And they did it without Chuan, who's still farming top.
I gotta say, like, as far as that big Chinese roster reshuffle went, Luo joining IG was my favorite pickup roster change of any team that happened. Like, this guy, the way he played back when he was in Rattlesnake and it was like a Luo +4 kind of team it was a pleasure to watch. And putting him on a team like IG, even though Hao to me is like more suited to the carry role in a lot of ways, Luo is just a huge playmaker. That guy just played just did insanely well on that team.
And he's just a bit of a wild card. Like, he'll take more risks, he'll force things a little bit more, and he's not afraid to go a bit more unconventional. I remember some very clowny carry picks from Luo, which sometimes backfired, but
unconventional heroes.
But when you surround him with the talent that IG has elsewhere, very stable, reliable players, you can benefit from a little creative flair.
Kind of like the Havost of China in a way, I guess. Would that be? I don't know.
A little bit less boomer bust, I would say, but still a very powerful character player.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, Havost has the results. Luo still looking for those big Dota 2 championships.
Yeah, more in the sense that he'll look to be aggressive as a character player.
Stylistically, I think that's a decent analogy.
Fun to watch.
He makes it
Havost is fun to watch for sure. But yeah, he's completely different style of play to Hao, but this new IG team could potentially do a lot of damage if they build themselves around Luo, which is maybe somewhat what we're seeing here.
There's an aggressive move towards the tier 1 mid, but I think we'll see a defense here from IG. No Panda ult, that's what DT are banking on. Maybe not without the Panda ult. Seems they don't want to defend, they'll let the tier 1 fall, and they'll just settle for split push elsewhere. So if the Panda ult's down, they don't take the fights.
Yep. IG just continually keeping heroes in all 3 lanes though. Like, you've got Lycan Sand top, both with escape mechanisms, the Lycan ulti, the Sand Blink Burrow Strike, and then they leave Prophet bottom. So this is just some traditional sort of split push, but at the same time, if there's kills that present themselves in either lane, they'll throw an AA ulti, they'll queue up a Sand Epicenter Blink, and they can kill anyone, including the Morphling, and they just showed they can even kill the Bristleback.
Yeah, it takes a lot to bring him down, but if he doesn't have the proper backup, they can do it for sure.
Yeah.
And this is where Bristleback does start to potentially fall off. Not very good against Lycan. Can't lock him down. Lycan can just run away, and eventually gets the damage output where he'll just chew through you, and can just split push more effectively. DT would love to be grouping up with a BKB on Lycan, or a DK, which they don't have yet. Force some towers early, or they'd like to have a farm Morphling who can exert pressure on the map, but they don't really have either. He just has Manta for now, and he's still a solid, like, it feels 10-15 minutes from fully coming online.
Yeah. It feels like DT, the only thing that's actually gone their way, or the only good class they had, was that middle fight where IG just had no idea how farm the Bristleback was, because before that they saw he had Treads, a Buckler, but suddenly he shows up with Treads mech at 8 minutes in, and IG just get caught unawares. But apart from that fight, DT.club have just had nothing go their way. They pushed down a couple towers as a team, but that's just built around the BB having that 8-minute mech, so that's really all they've had going their way. They're going to look for a smoke gank. I think it's kind of about time that they need to be going for a smoke gank to try and just upset IG.
But this is somewhat obvious. Nobody's defending top. The creeps are hitting the tower right now, and, well, maybe not obvious enough.
Man.
Chuan comes in. He's going to break the smoke.
They
didn't drop the sentry in time, and now Lycan popping his own ult, but running directly into the entire enemy team. Good news, he's got backup, though. Chuan's here, looking for the 2-hero burrow. He only gets one, and it should be enough anyway. Air's probably going to fall, with the Panda still chasing him down. Still has ultimate, will pop it now, continues to pursue out the Dragon Knight on the backside of play. They lost their Ancient Apparition, but well worth it if they can clean up Air, and it seems they probably can. Rubik did manage to steal the Lycan ultimate, but it wears off now, and, well, still alive. The mech keeps him in fighting shape. He's still freaking alive. Can they kill him off already? Come on, there's no Fire Panda. Air's still living, but not for much longer. The clap comes through so far,
Rubik stole the Panda ult. He turns it on the Panda, gets the kill there. Nice bit of play by the Rubik. First the Lycan ulti, it wears off. He says, well, I've shapeshifted. What else can I turn into? I'll turn into a Panda Primal Split, and
bit of a furry, perhaps.
He doesn't like his own natural state, so he's like, I'm going to steal your guys' natural form.
Well, furry or not, he's certainly delivered there, though.
Yeah.
Stealing the Panda ult. They may have had that kill anyway, but they just didn't have the burst in that fight to bring anyone down. Dragon Knight's quite tanky, and Lycan also dropped really low at the start of the fight and ended up just going mid instead and not really participating at all.
He threw a medallion and then ran away again. That
just ran the hell away.
He was like, okay, I'm in ulti form. What can I do for my team? Medallion. Then he actually killed a neutral cap. So fight's going on. He's killing neutrals. I don't blame him. He couldn't actually fight. He was so low. But
I will say the one thing I like about Luo's play though is how quickly he just rotates to other lanes. Like, he doesn't just panic TP home. The last time when he almost died bottom, he actually TP'd mid and started pushing the lane out.
And he heals up with the Vlad, so even though he was like at 300 HP with the Vlads there, he's gradually healing, he's life-stealing as well as just getting that passive HP gain, so he knows that he's better off pressuring lanes with his walls and just waiting to heal up slowly.
Well, IG, they'll keep on clearing out the creep waves mid. Panda ult will cool down. The Rubiks will eventually disappear. They'll have at least one more opportunity to use this, I think, but we'll have to see if IG gives them one. They'll actually smoke up now. Chuan leading the way and rotate towards the DT jungle. Up the ramp they go, and around the corner they rotate, but still haven't found any prey yet. They might connect here on the Dragon Knight, who's close to a BKB. What a time to find him. He does buy the Mithril Hammer, but still air will fall. On the backside comes Super, just manning up, but probably doesn't want to be going in.
July wants to go in on the Bristleback. YYF's going to TP into certain death here. He's got no way out of this one. Has got a mech here. Ferrari going to try buy some space with the Primal Split. Rubik's not going to be able to get his Primal Split off because Chuan finds him with the Epicenter, brings him down. 2 heroes dead for DT.club. They've only taken down YYF's Prophet, and now Morphling on the run. He cannot fight this. He's got to get out of there. And we're going to see Prophet even buy back. He wants to come back into this fight. Z Luo's going to take out Super on the Visage. XTD gets stunned up. He's going to take a fall as well. Absolute disaster for DT. YYF TP's in at the end, and it's in July. The Bristleback. Can they bring him down? He's going to TP out.
No burrow strike there, but it was almost a full 5-man wipe, and
that's...
They did force out a YYF buyback, but well worth it.
In the end, he didn't need to buy back, but hey, he's going to be here to pressure these lanes. No real lanes they can actually push, unfortunately.
I do love this play from Chuan. It's nighttime. The second they get the kill, immediately drops the lane ward mid. Yeah. And they might just go right back in here. Ancient Apparition ult's online. Does have the mana for it. They see air running towards the tower. I don't know if these two alone can bring them down, but if they don't go for anybody now, the opportunity for a courier snipe for the Prophet is always there later on, and just generally good to know where your opponents are. And yet another lane ward. So just looking at IG's vision, it is superb right now. Yeah. So many ways for DT to get caught, and Dreamy U will be the first of many victims, I feel.
Dreamy U just needs to be able to find a good spell here, like the Burst. They're going to see Super get caught by an AA Blast. He'll TP to the tier 2.
That was
Has to walk home anyways. But yeah, the big problem is here, like Rubik can't have a spell. At the start of that last fight, he had the Primal Split. It was up in like 5 seconds, but Chuan found him, and that almost won them the fight. If Rubik doesn't get caught out, pops a Primal Split, maybe it's a different fight. But IG just have a huge advantage when this Rubik doesn't have any key spells here. Morphling doesn't have anything item-wise. It's just Bristleback who's fight ready, because DK also still working on that BKB and still needs about 1k gold, which at this point, it's hard to find space to farm. That 1k gold could take him a good 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, with the aggressive wards IG have planted as they find yet another. The second DT walks out of their base, down they'll go. Super will be next, resummons the birds, but that won't save him. The last hit goes to Faith, secures the kill, and, well, Drunken Haze has been stolen, but not quite a Panda Primal Split.
Loses a familiar as well, right as they get summoned to the Lycan Wolves.
And by the way, it is an Aghanim Scepter Panda ult now, so
nice.
That is one that Rubik can no longer steal. Doesn't get the Ags upgrade, has to build his own, so
yep.
It makes the Ags a little bit of a stronger option as they go, and yet again, this ward has done so much work. DT just have no idea. They just keep on walking into the meat grinder, one to the next, and that's the Dragon Knight falling. You mentioned needing the BKB. He's not going to find it at this rate.
I think this game ends before he gets it. Like, yeah, he's not going to find it. There's nowhere to farm. He was in his neutrals for a little bit uncontested, but every time a hero shows up to a lane, they're getting ganked. All DT.club can do at this point is stick as 5, go for maybe a smoke gank, try take a 5-on-5 clash and hope for the best, but because I don't think they can wait for DK to get BKB. If the time it takes, IG will just be taking all these outer towers. They'll take Roshan, and DT.club will be too far behind that BKB.
Again with the ward spotting out in July. He walks right in.
I don't even know if that's the ward. That was a bit of a YOLO play.
Yeah, maybe think he can steal the Aegis, but Bristleback not the best to jack it, and, well, the Wolf's going to clean him. He's still a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, he doesn't go down because he's got the BKB,
but that's his 10-second BKB down, and that means it's going to be down for a crucial fight. If IG want to pick it, I think the tier 2 top will be next. They seem to be rotating that way. Now a Hood coming out for the Sand Cane, and this will probably work into a pipe fairly soon.
Yeah.
DT just, where's the physical damage? A Morphling with a Yasha ain't going to cut it.
Not an item you'd normally ever see on a Sand King, but it works great here. Like, all their damage output's magic. You've got Visage, Soul Assumptions,
really the Quills.
Breathe
That's
Fire,
pretty much it.
Morphling Waveform, like these kind of AoE magic nukes. You're negating a decent amount of damage, considering we're still only 23 minutes in. These IG heroes are not like all that tanky. Like, you're 1k HP on the AA. Similar story for your Prophet, your Sand King. Just your like Lycan as well as your Brewmaster, who are a lot tankier.
Meanwhile, Prophet cleans up the Dire Courier.
Nothing going their way.
I might have seen it on the way back with one of these wards. I didn't actually catch which way it was
going.
Look
at the 4 IG wards in the map.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man.
This is insane.
They got 3 of those kills with those wards. This ward got them 2 kills. This ward got them 1. This one saw the Bristleback coming. I mean, there's just no room for DT to move.
After Dreamtime knocked out IG of Cena Cup, this is like a... IG don't just want to defeat them, they just want to demoralize them. They're like,
beneath their boots.
You leave your base, you're dead instantly. Like, they just want to make them so scared and feared of IG that anytime this DT Club faces IG in the future, they're going to be scared shitless.
And they should be scared very shitless here as air. When your Dragonite melts like that, that is a bad, bad sign.
This is a clinic. I don't even think DT Club are playing that badly. I think they've had a solid game all around, but there's just nothing they can do against IG. IG are just ruthless today.
Yeah, they're going to take down the tower bottom. The last outer tower falls, and Z will casually pop his ult. No Roche online, but just going to clap the ground as a celebratory measure here. Yeah, I'm not sure about that ult, but hey, it's just to move around the map, I guess, at this point. Only a minute cooldown, and I'll head towards his own Ancients. And
so DK's got the Mithril Hammer around 20 minutes in, maybe 19 minutes.
Still 1,000 gold for BKB.
Yep. He has not gained gold in the last 5 minutes of this game. Not got kills, not gained gold, not... He could have just sat and found in that 5 minutes and he'd be closer to
the worst
BKB.
part, gods, is they even tried to de-ward. They're like, yeah, we know there's a ward here. We've died here 5 times. And they just failed it completely. The ward's over here, and the ward's over here. And this is just not even close to either.
And and when I'm saying he could have be closer to his BKB by singing Founder, not because he's played badly the last 5 minutes, just because IG is just
killing
all over
everything.
everything.
The base. He's 0-6.
It's a tough game.
He hasn't played great, I will say that. But again, it's just IG just outplaying them as a team. They've had more heroes at the point of attack. And once they got the double blink, they've just been very efficient in their fight selection.
It's largely the lineup.
They haven't picked fights when Pana ult's down.
Yeah.
They haven't picked fights when they don't have the Ancient Apparition ult. And DT just don't really have the ability to dictate when the fights happen, whereas IG do.
It's very much the lineup in the sense that Dragonite can't really dictate play like a Storm Spirit or any of your kind of puck-type mid-heroes can. He's relying on the Rubik Visage coming mid to gank for him, or maybe he goes and ganks with them, but he's not really a good solo ganker or a tempo controller, which is where you can have a game like this when the rest of the lanes aren't going well, suddenly you become very useless as a DK.
Yeah, and with no BKB, he doesn't feel particularly useful. IG kill him in a matter of seconds, to be totally honest with you.
The pipe is up on Sanking, so IG don't have to go high ground now, but they probably very well can.
It's a good time to do it. Lycan, the only thing they're lacking, I guess, is the level 6 on Lycan. His one next item, which should probably be an Assault Cuirass here. Could be a BKB.
Yeah.
But AC seems like a solid choice to break the base.
AC or... I think even Deso's strong just for the minus armor on buildings.
Yeah. I like AC to help deal with the Bristleback, but he's not really hurting that much anyway, so...
I want to see the...
either one would be a strong choice.
The patented double Necrobook refresher strat.
Did you say patented?
I don't know who patented it, but
it's patented. What do you mean patented?
That's how we say it in Australia. Patented.
Lasso.
We don't have patents.
Lasso, Playgoo.
They aren't patented in the Australia. We don't have that stupid corporate American bullshit.
I'm probably gonna get flamed by all the Aussies in the chat.
I don't know.
Or there might be some Aussies.
I'm probably just saying it wrong. To be honest.
They're probably like, you're not. Don't ascribe your bad pronunciations to us.
Well, I want to see a double Necrobook 3 Lycan build, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You get 2 Necrobooks, you get a refresher, and it's kind of like the Tinker. You can get 2 Manta Styles because of the way that rearm works, and you just use this different Manta Style after rearming, and then suddenly you've got 2 Mantas running around.
Are you sure that works?
Yes.
I thought they shared the same cooldown.
They share the same cooldown, but that's what you have to get refresher.
Oh, so you're saying you have one, you put it on the ground?
No. You can have both in your inventory. You cast from one Necrobook. Then they both go on cooldown because they share a cooldown.
Right,
then you refresh and you click the other Necrobook and it counts as different minions. So then you suddenly have 4 Necro minions.
Okay, I'll have to see this to believe it, but I'll take your word for it. As they go on White Wamp with the Ethereal Blade, it's their best chance of getting a kill. But unfortunately, it shares no synergy with Bristleback, who just can't do anything while the Ethereal form's there. He will continue to pursue White Wamp. Chuan with a bit of a midget blink here. This Bristleback doing work to the backline heroes. Has not killed them off, but in the meantime, Lycan's just fighting his own little war. He's gone in mid. 430 with the BKB down, now wants to fight, pops the ultimate, and goes directly onto Mr. Bristle. But the Ancient Apparition ult wears off. No Epicenter pop yet. The pipe gets deployed. In July, standing strong. Bristle God indeed. But I think at long last will fall. Indeed he will. Suddenly, your Rubik, though, in the Lycan form, they clean up the Ancient Apparition. Cute. I'll look for a Panda steal, but already the claps come out. No chance to steal it. Lifts up Chuan, throws him back, and steals Burrow Strike for good measure. Oh, got Sandstorm.
Unfortunately. Sandstorm's still okay, like get some invis in there, but the Bristleback kind of keeping DT.club their base alive for the time being, but I don't know for how much longer. They'll hold the top push coming in from YYF, but they're still just barely holding on. Bristleback did a great job of... He was fighting 3 heroes, chasing them all like right away from the DT.club base, but...
The Lycan's the one who can kill him with his right clicks. But without the Lycan there, they just can't scratch him.
Yep. Well, I mean, DT.club's still alive, but it just feels like for how much longer, because IG are just getting more items. DT.club, it's maybe morphling, like, he's got his Ethereal Blade. I guess maybe his next big item will help even more, but I still worry.
And they've just done such a good job at not only killing DT, not only taking objectives like towers, but I think the ward game's been the most impressive. They've just pinned them in their base. DT, just looking at creep scores here, have done a decent job of keeping up, but they just haven't taken towers. 3 outer towers still standing for IG. They've given up 10 additional kills thanks to those aggressive wards, and it's just starvation Dota being played out by IG right now.
Yep. Well, I mean, I think IG, the wards have been great, but the individual plays also been great from all of them. We're going to see a refresher soon on the Brewmaster. Ferrari just 100 gold away from that, so going to hit level 16 and have double Ags ulti. Rubik's definitely going to steal that. He doesn't get the Ags, but if it's a level 3 ulti, it's still a pretty big spell to be stealing.
Chat is accusing me of being racist now.
LD racist?
Yeah, so apparently I'm racist against Australians. Who knew they were a race?
Someone says they're from Australia, and that's how they say it. And then some guy called me a retard, so... and they said they were also from Australia,
and
so...
some guy said I was a filthy Yank. I feel like the time zones are working against me, though, here.
Yeah, we got lots of Australians in the chat.
Yeah,
Team David. Well, I was about to say Team David. I don't know what team that is.
Yeah.
Team Gods.
Team Gods, indeed.
Team Parker.
Team LD. Team Gordman. Easy. All right, well, DT, for now, will do what they can to reestablish map control. They place an observer ward near the Roche pit. They've got one in the mid lane, and surprisingly... Actually, no, we do see a gem on IG. I was going to say, would be surprised if we didn't. They've also got the Necro 3 here on the Lycan, so lots of vision. The smoke will breach, but a quick TP out. They don't know exactly where it's Dreamy. You tries to force staff in and find him, but just can't do it.
Nope.
And the Lycan, he doesn't even TP base, just straight to the tier 2 mid, says, time to go push.
Yep. He's pretty much ready to go now. Has the...
Oh boy, they've got the Ags on Faith. Oh. This is going to make life a lot harder for DT.
This is a pretty late Ags, but yeah, like you say, so much harder. At this point, this could be what allows them to break the base, because someone gets low, they have an ALT on them, they're seeing it founded, they've got to wait 15 seconds before they can come back to the fight, so...
The Bristleback will still be tough. He's sitting on BKB. Yep. The BKB is finally out on Dragon Knight, although he can mostly be ignored.
Morph's got a Manta now. He hasn't bought it, but I don't see why. He doesn't have buyback money.
Might as well buy it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to save it for.
Unless he thinks he can get buyback in the next 2 minutes, but...
And Morphling is quite good at keeping his teammates alive against Lycan with the Ethereal Blade, but I think the problem is they can just howl and start right-clicking tier 3s. They don't really have to go for kills. If they really want, just pop the Panda ult as well, and, you know, you do it once, you take a tier 3, you back off, you take the racks, and...
Oh, bottom lane. He's gone in for a kill. He's not going to get it, though.
Maybe he will. He does bring down Faith, now trying to run.
He's dead. Ice Blast. This is Axe.
But can't heal up and falls to YYF's right clicks.
That's...
Underestimating the power of the Ice Blast.
I think he thought he could insta-kill Faith before he even cast an Ice Blast. Yeah. His combo, the Ethereal Adaptive Strike waveform, got Faith to about 100 and 150 HP. Not quite enough.
Oh no, they forced out the BKB, the Dragon Form, and he dies, so even if he buys back, it's just not going to matter, and there's no buyback available. And suddenly, the zoo descends on middle lane. Pandas, Scorpions, Wolves, Necro Minions, all working together to breach this base, bring it down fast. Invictus Gaming, not only just the Morphling fall, also the Dragonite, and from there, it's just cleanup all over the place. Braxafall in mid, Raxafall in bottom, and this feels like the beginning of the end here for DT. Not much longer can they defend.
GG any minute. DT.club, at this point, now that their Raxes have been broken, it's all over. Like, even if they hold and push back IG now, down 4 Raxes means IG have complete map control, can secure every Roche. They've just got this overwhelming item advantage as well. And you're looking at a Lycan who hasn't even got like a true hard carry DPS on him yet. He gets an Abyssal Blade or something. Oh, he's gone for a BKB. This next high ground push is just going to be piece of cake.
All they have to do is just pop the BKBs, pop the panel, and just right-click racks. They don't even have to fight anymore. And there's just nothing DT can do about it. I feel like at this point, their only chance is to just go for some sort of desperation smoke and take a fight outside the base. Because once IG gets there, IG will take the third lane of racks.
And this Morph, he's gone full Agi, which is great, because he needs to be able to get a kill pick off instantly. But in theory, AA Ice Blast plus Prophet Ultimate, I think would kill him from full HP.
Yeah, it should kill him by themselves.
If you throw an AA ulti top right now and then Prophet ulti at the same time, I think Morph will die.
Well, they're poised to try and jack the Roche. I really like this decision-making. Try and force it, but IG are ready. They find air as he rotates in bottom, and they're just right-clicking him down. Now, even through the BKB, the Dragon's no match for the Wolf. He'll fall here. One more right-click on to Dreamy U. Next in line. There's no Prophet yet as he's busy. He's been worn back, but do-do-do! Chuan's going to bring him down. And they'll actually kill off a Replicate as well for their trouble. And then they'll go mid. This is the end. This is it for DT. Our opening match of Starladder China and IG are looking sharp against a team that actually knocked them off in Sina Cup.
Yeah, IG definitely will out for some revenge here, and definitely one of those teams who I see as maybe the most likely contender for DKA and Vici Gaming in the Chinese scene. I think LGD over time will develop and become strong with maybe on the team, but I think right now in the next couple months, IG is a big threat and possibly a team who could take that Chinese title, like something like in these big tournaments like WPC coming up.
And remember, for this tournament, there's 2 spots, so you don't even have to win. You just have to be in the top 2 when the dust settles, and you'll go to Kiev, and you'll have a chance there to prove yourself on land against the best of Europe, America, Korea, who are going to have their work cut out for them, I might add, as well as China. So, well, this game pretty much in the books. Just a matter of putting a cherry on top for IG here, and they'll start to do it now. 430's even got a refresher on his Panda. And at long last, DT have had enough. They'll call out the GGs. No disconnects yet, but we should see the game end, and the throne will pop, and gods put the first game in the book. It's going to be a convincing victory. IG starting off Starladder Season 9, 1-0.
Yeah, and very entertaining game. I mean, it looks like it was a bit one-sided, but in a way that was just so fun to watch with IG just executing their strategy to perfection and just everyone playing well. It's great to see this team in action once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is only our first game of 4. And, oh, there we go. We still have the in-game overlay up. Yeah. They have a separate button to hide it. Yeah, there we go.
If you I think the hide title just wipes everything.
I tried it. Didn't work.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't like me.
Doesn't like you.
But, guys, thanks for joining us today. We've got more matches coming up. I'm LD. He's Gods. We're David and David. We'll be right back after a short break with more Chinese Dota. Stay tuned.